Since 1067, the Tower of London has stood as a fortress, a palace, and a prison, as well as a wellspring of blood. Kings fell here, queens lost their heads, children vanished. Torture reigned, and the spirits, they never left. Hey guys! I wanted to do a video on the Tower of London. I have not been there, but it's got a ton of gory and disgusting history that I would love to go over. But this video is going to mainly focus on the hauntings, the residual effects of all that gore that has gone on there. Like and subscribe if you like the video, and let's go ahead and get to it. William the Conqueror built the tower in 1067 as a symbol of authority. Over centuries, it became a prison of privilege and paranoia. Layers were added, dungeons were deepened, and secrets were hidden between the walls. By Tudor times, the tower had turned into a symbol of fear and a tool to torture. The rack, the scavenger's daughter, and the suffocating dungeons. Yet the most powerful victims were royalty themselves. Edward V, aged 12, and Richard, Duke of York, aged 9, arrived at the tower in spring of 1483 under the care of their uncle, Richard, Duke of Gloucester. Before Edward's coronation, Parliament declared them illegitimate, and he seized the throne as Richard III. Both boys vanished by June. In 1674, workers unearthed 2 child skeletons beneath the staircase, widely presumed to be the princes, and granted a royal burial at Westminster Abbey. Beefeaters and visitors alike often report seeing 2 small boys in white nightgowns holding hands at the White Tower or nearby the Bloody Tower. Children have heard giggling. Attempts to approach them result in their slow withdrawal into the wall. Anne Boleyn was executed on May 19th of 1536 on the Tower Green after being accused on trumped-up charges of treason, adultery, and incest. After her brutal execution, she was buried without a ceremony. So Anne Boleyn is one of the most famous ghosts here, and a lot of people go just to see her because, as we all know, she's headless, and so is her ghost, apparently. So, one of the sightings of her was a guard that climbed to peer through the chapel window and saw a ghostly Tudor procession. Ladies and knights led by Anne, headless and glowing, silently circled the aisle until all of them vanished. She's often seen carrying her head and wandering through the chapel where she was buried. My cat's trying to get into my filming closet, and he won't stop. Lady Jane Grey, the 9 Days Queen, reigned in July of 1553 before Mary Tudor stole her throne. She was executed on the 12th of February 1554 at the age of 16. Reports say she walked with serenity up to the scaffold. Her ghost, draped in white, haunts the battlements in Tower Green, especially around the anniversary of her death. Mary Pole, Countess of Salisbury, was beheaded on May of 1541 at the age of 67 after her son opposed Henry VIII. She refused to kneel, declaring, "I am none." The inexperienced executioner chased her around the scaffold, hacking at her until she died. Visitors hear phantom screams on the Tower Green and witness ghostly recreations of her final terrors. Sir Walter Raleigh was imprisoned 3 times by Elizabeth I and James I, spending over 13 years in the Bloody Tower. He attempted suicide there, but when that didn't work, he was eventually executed in 1618. His ghost is repeatedly seen near Bloody Tower and along Raleigh's Walk. Sightings persisted even into the 1980s. Guy Fawkes was captured in 1605 after the Gunpowder Plot and was tortured in the White Tower's crypt, likely on the rack of the notorious Little East Cell. Many report screams echoing through the council chambers where he was held. The Phantom Bear, often called Old Martin, appeared near the Martin Tower in January of 1816. A guard struck at the bear-shaped mist with his bayonet, missing and going through the mist, only to be put into a door. The guard collapsed in shock and died only a few days later. The apparition is often seen, sometimes even roaring, by many visitors today. There's a smothering presence, well known among visitors and guards, near Henry VIII's armor exhibit. This exhibit is located in the White Tower, and guards often report suffocating grips around their necks. feelings of being crushed, and red marks appearing on necks after leaving the room. Many avoid the chamber entirely. The White Lady is well known in the London Tower and also everywhere else. There's always a lady in white. The White Lady obviously haunts the White Tower. She's often seen as a faint glimpse in your peripheral vision or through the smell of cheap perfume, chills, nausea, or the sense of being touched when there's no one around you. She's possibly a composite remnant of all of the suffering over the centuries of females in the tower. Lady Arbella Stuart was imprisoned in the Queen's house in 1615 and died after refusing to eat any food. She's often seen in and around her room, often as a shadow in a grey dress with just a sorrowful feeling around. Henry VI was murdered in the Wakefield Tower in 1471 during Mass. He's said to reappear in the chapel around midnight each night, praying and pacing until fading away at the strike of 12. Lord Guildford Dudley, the husband of Lady Jane, is thought to haunt Beauchamp Towers, as he is seen weeping and carving Jane into the wall over and over and over in his grief. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, whatever, and come back again. See some of my videos. They're gonna keep getting better, I promise. So I love you guys. Thank you for listening. And remember, stay curious and don't look behind you.